when I show that to people, they start to understand their relationship. They start to understand that the way they want to receive love does not mean that's the way that their partner wants to receive love. Does that make sense? Because let's say you're a life path 3. Well, the way that you receive love is through people telling you that they care about you, telling you that they support you. If you're a life path 1, you might give love through doing things for people. Okay, it's totally different. So you want to understand who you are on a soul blueprint level. That's your true authentic self. What that does is it allows you to step authentically and wholly into who you are. Does that make sense? Okay, so anyway, when we have this movement here with the Knight of Swords on Wednesday, this is about charging forward. This is about maybe somebody comes in to help you with the situation. We do have the Knight of Wands reversed, right? Scattered energy all over the place. We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Plans could be changing, really maybe feeling where you're not valued. Well, on Wednesday, we have this energy of, you know what, I'm moving forward. There is somebody that comes in potentially to help with the situation, or maybe you're the person that steps in to help another person. Okay. Let's look at Thursday. Thursday, we have the Nine of Swords. Okay. So on Thursday, there is a potential for stress and anxiety, or maybe there might be just some issues with sleep. We are coming into eclipse season, so be aware of that. Okay, the energy is shifting, the nodes are shifting. We have so many big, powerful movements happening in August, if I can speak. You might have some disrupted sleep. So on Thursday, make sure that you are doing a nice nighttime routine, getting yourself into that restful state so you can get a good night's sleep. If you do have a bad dream, well, okay, think about what you've been going through, where your mind has been, and what that dream is showing you. If you're stressed and have anxiety, why? Right? The energy, like we said, can be a bit scattered, and that can cause you to feel stress and anxiety. Well, if you acknowledge that, it helps the stress and anxiety to calm down. And if you start naming things that are going right within your life, or maybe you feel like you have a lot going on, write it down in a list so you can start checking it off one by one, and you can organize the brain. Okay? You can't sleep only in the morning. Yeah. Try doing a whole nighttime routine to get yourself down to where you start naturally releasing melatonin, and just doing this routine will start to really get you ready for bedtime. Make it something that is kind of like a treat for yourself. So I just got myself, because I have an issue with dry eyes because I had LASIK years ago, which still have to wear glasses, but I had LASIK, so my eyes are dry. Well, I just bought myself a heated eye mask. And that's my little treat before I go to bed, is to put that on so it helps to moisturize my eyes, and then I just go nicely to sleep. So little things like that you can do for yourself that feel like a treat, but what you're doing is you're nurturing yourself, and that's important. Okay, let's look at Friday. Friday, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. Golly, all of these swords, which doesn't surprise me because, again, the North Node moved into Aquarius, an air sign. Okay? So when the Seven of Swords is in reverse, what we're seeing is some sort of truth is revealed. Maybe there was something done tomorrow on Tuesday underneath the surface with the moon, and then something's revealed here. That's why I say, whenever we have these messages popping up, a lot going on with the mind, it's telling you, go within and ask yourself, okay, what's going on with me? Why do I feel this way? Why am I thinking this way? Where did this come from? What is the universe nudging me towards? What is it nudging me away from? Right? So on Friday, we have this truth revealed. Now, does this mean that it's always negative? No. Sometimes the Seven of Swords means that you're stepping out into the spotlight, as far as, this is who I am. Oh my God, YouTube crashed again, you guys. What the hell? I have updated, I've restarted, I've done all the things. I don't know why it keeps doing that. And it's not going to let me resume. You motherfucker. I might just have to stop doing these live on YouTube, because this is getting annoying. Because now if I go live without the settings that I need, that's when all the creepers come in. Freaking A. That's upsetting. You have issues with YouTube too? Yeah. See?
Address.
Well, we're just going to have to endure the creepers, I guess. All right, YouTube, sorry. It crashed again. So here's part 2. We didn't even get to the end of the week. Anyway, so on Friday, like I was saying, it's not always a negative thing. Sometimes the Seven of Swords in reverse can indicate we're taking the mask off. We are stepping into or speaking our truth because we need to reveal who we are. Maybe somebody does reveal something to you, but it's all for your highest good in order to get you where you need to go, okay? Like to watch the lives on TikTok and go back to YouTube for replays. Yeah, I might just have to be... I was doing it on YouTube, so we didn't have to wait so long because TikTok takes a while to upload or download the videos. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so we'll talk more about that in a second. But all the swords are showing up. That's a lot going on with the mind, okay? So let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the King of Swords in reverse. Holy shit. Y'all saw me shuffle these. I have not organized these in a long time, almost since I got them. So now we have the King of Swords in reverse. So for those of you that know and have gotten readings from me, if he shows up, he's my narcissistic traits. He's a person who can definitely be narcissistic. He can definitely be mentally or verbally manipulative. He can be narrow-minded. So if you're feeling stressed this week, if you're feeling overburdened, it can put you in that mindset of just we're irritated, nothing seems to be going right. It's, all that negative self-talk. But you can also be dealing with the person who's acting this way. Somebody who you're like, yeah, I'm sorry, you're full of shit. So just be aware on Saturday. It could be also, I have noticed this as well. It could be that there's something that you potentially do that can cause a headache. So make sure that you're not holding on to anger. Make sure that you're relieving your stress and you're not using substances which can cause a headache. Okay. Let's look at Sunday. Sunday, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Good God. Don't be afraid. Okay. Now we had her for today as well. When she shows up again, she could be somebody who's exhausted. She's feeling low. She's feeling just not very secure within herself. And she can be one of those that is just kind of like on a hair trigger. So pull that power back in. Remind yourself that you're in control here, but you cannot control other people. All you can do is respond. So you're going to be just fine, but just acknowledge maybe that's just a day that you need to treat yourself and rest, okay? Now let's see. Let me spread these over here. Let's look at Monday. Monday, we have the Sun in reverse. Awesome. That's my birthday. So when the Sun is in reverse, this can indicate really... Sometimes it can indicate being burned out with something. We have the Moon showing up for tomorrow, and then we end it with the Sun in reverse. So what this tells me, it tells me a whole chain of events, okay? So we have the blessing of movement. Now, if you fight this movement, if you are struggling with change, then you will suffer. But if you're allowing change to happen, just like we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, scattered feeling energy, not really knowing where to go, and kind of using avoidance as a coping mechanism, because we also have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is talking about plans are changing, maybe getting negative advice, like somebody comes in and tries to tell you their 2 cents. You're like, yeah, I didn't really ask you for that. But, you know, maybe it could also be people are trying to siphon off of you where you don't feel valued. And you have to ask yourself, why am I still putting myself in this situation? So tomorrow's energy is going to ask you to go deep within, to really shine light on what's going on emotionally, using that divine feminine energy to excavate the internal self. And then we have the Knight of Swords. This is about full steam ahead. Movement is happening. Then Thursday, we have a little bit of stress and anxiety. But that's nothing you can't handle, okay? Friday, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse, where a truth is revealed, a mask is removed, and it's like you're stepping out going, yeah, I mean, I did this, or this is who I am. I'm discovering myself. Saturday, King of Swords in reverse. We're dealing with narrow-mindedness, might have issues with a headache. A headache could also be on Thursday as well, so be aware. And then Sunday, low energy. So if we're letting all this stuff push us down, then that's when we wind up with the Sun in reverse. We're feeling burned out. We're not very happy. We're not allowing ourselves to have fun. And it's just it could be a Debbie Downer type of day. But that's where your choice comes in, to where are you going to allow this to dampen your day or dampen your week, or are you going to use the energy and the information for your betterment? Okay, let's look underneath the deck. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse. I like this because when the Ten of Swords is showing up, this person is just mentally defeated. But when he's in reverse, all of that is falling away. Because sometimes when we have these cards showing up, it's pushing us to a point to where we know that we already need to be, but the universe is kind of nudging us in that direction so we can get some sort of relief. Does that make sense? Because when he's in reverse, see, these swords are falling out. And maybe somebody will come and apologize for something that they've done in the past. It could happen. That could be something that happens maybe, let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday. It depends on the situation, because the Ten of Swords can also represent feeling stabbed in the back. And if somebody does that, and they've realized they've messed up, maybe they could come apologize, and that's going to be your decision on whether or not you want to accept that. But all in all, the Ten of Swords is a lot to have to do with the mind, and it's just letting all this crap in and not being able to process it, and hanging on to the stress and anxiety, to the fear mongering that goes on constantly over the news and social media and everything else, and just hanging on to it. But the blessing is movement. So whatever happens this week with these cards, it's nudging you in that right direction. Does that make sense? You're embracing the change and movement? Good. Change is not always fun, you know? It's not always calm. Sometimes change can be scary. It can be frustrating. It can make you angry. But guess what? We don't change, or we don't allow change unless we are uncomfortable. So sometimes that has to happen, okay? And if you are working on any type of project, it is time for you, I feel like it's time for you to really focus on finishing that project, okay? Because just like here, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. These are things that are left undone. So it's talking about kind of regrouping and organizing your mind so it's not so scattered. So these energies you can turn direct, and it feels much more calm and centered, okay, and focused. Let's see what else we need to know. Hey, Anne. All right. What else do we need to know for this week ahead? Oops, nope, not ready. Hold on. We have Journey in reverse. Okay, I want to read this to you. I like reading from my Oracle card books because they give you wonderful messages. You do not have to memorize all of your Oracle cards, okay? The message is the message. The only thing you want to focus on memorizing is tarot if you're learning tarot, okay? So let me grab this because this is an important message, especially this Journey card. I like it. So it says, you may desire to move or just get away for a while, but the reverse of this card can indicate a delay or even a cancellation. Something could be standing in your way, or perhaps lines of communication may get crossed. Don't let the potential changes upset you. Refocus your energy and be flexible enough to alter your schedule or destination as needed. Remember, you can always create new adventures, even in your present location or situation. I mean, talk about the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Knight of Wands in reverse. Changing direction. Things are kind of up in the air. And it's asking you to go with the flow, to surrender to the universe, to say, okay, you know what? Something needed to change. Let me see where this is taking me. See it as an adventure. See it as an experiment. And you'll find out, okay? Be more flexible because the universe can see a lot more than what you can see, right? We think we have all the answers, but we don't. So the more flexible you can be, the more you're going to experience opportunities and healing and abundance and peace, okay? I know I can't control what others do, but why do I feel like I am being targeted? Sometimes we can feel like we're being targeted because we haven't set boundaries. And sometimes when we start setting boundaries, it upsets people. So it can feel like you're being targeted. I used to always ask years ago, I used to always ask, or even growing up, why me? Like, what's wrong with me? Why do people not like me? Why do people not care enough about me? Like, I care about them. It was a lot of things, right? It felt like things were happening to me all the time. And it wasn't until I went on a self-discovery tour and I figured out who I am. I figured out what my superpowers were. And I just started setting those boundaries and loving myself and nurturing myself. And now I don't really care if people get upset over that. It's not my problem. I have changed the people that I surround myself with. I've done all kinds of things. So if you feel like you're being targeted, it can be a couple of things, you know, like you're going through an evolution and people don't like it, or it's time for you to start going through that evolution, that it's nudging you and pushing you in that direction. All right, let's see what else we need to know. All right, we have Wishing Well in reverse. All these reverse cards, goodness. Again, with all the planetary shifts, it does not surprise me. Not every day can be sunshine and rainbows, right? So it says this is not the time to force anything to happen in your life, especially whatever seems to be eluding you. You can't demand that the universe provide you with what you want. Unmet desires can burst into destructive fire of obsession. Step back, breathe, take your attention away from what you want. Ask instead for what you need. Only the unseen knows how to align desire, inspiration, and its manifest form. As the coin disappears into the mystery of the dark pool at the bottom of the well, have faith. Don't engage in wishful thinking. You must co-create with spirit, not make demands. You may yet get what you want. Never forget that life is filled with choices. Make a wish, but be open to the enchanted way in which spirit fulfills your desire. So what that's telling you is exactly what we're talking about here, is to go with the flow and to not get so fixated on something, because this is what the King of Swords does. He gets so mentally fixated on something that he can't see the forest for the trees, right? He can't see anything else except for what he deems has to happen. And that's where he gets stuck. Then he goes through the spiral because it's not working out for him, because he's so mentally focused on that one outcome and what the way it has to be. He's so upset over that he goes through that spiral, and things just keep repeating because he hasn't learned the lesson. Okay? So your lesson this week is going to be about going with the flow and surrendering to the universe and allowing things to shift and move for you so that you may experience doors opening, so that you may experience blessings happening. Okay? So the wishing well is saying, hey, don't try to force something, but say, if it's for my highest good, then let it be. That's how you work with the universe. All right, what else? Look, we have passion, and we see that little child there. I love this card. You see the little child there, and they're watching the fireworks, and it's so pretty. Remember being a child, if you got to go watch the fireworks and, you know, you were having fun, it was just so beautiful and magical, right? And that's where this comes from, because it's asking you, where is that passion in your life? What is it that you truly want to experience? How can you see that in your day-to-day life? How can you follow your passion day-to-day? How can you see the magic day-to-day? How can you live through that childlike excitement and wonder and adventure? Think about children. They don't really hide much. If they like something, boom, they go for it. If they don't, they're like, no, I don't like that, and they move away from it. It's very simple for them. And that's how it should be for us. But guess what? We get shamed, we get criticized, and all these things start happening. But when you stop caring about that, when you stop letting those people run your life and the way you think and feel about yourself, that's when you start experiencing a life that others are like, well, how'd you do that? And you say, well, I had to go through some shit, but I found my passion again. I found my fun. I found my enthusiasm. I found my zest and my spark for life. Okay? Especially the people closest to you, they will not understand it, and that's okay. But once they start seeing the progress, then they'll ask, oh, how'd you do that? Or you're such an inspiration. And you're like, yeah, it was a long, hard road, but I got here because I love myself that much to do that. So think about your younger self and how you can connect with that younger version of yourself and have fun and to, get back into that spark of life. Okay? Because we are so run down with the mundane and all the crap that's thrown our way. You have to make sure that you're nurturing your creative side, your fun side, your childlike side. Otherwise, you will be miserable. Okay? Let's see. Yeah, see, there's that poverty mindset. Okay? When we have the poverty mindset, when we think that there's limitation on everything, that's what we're going to experience. Okay? There are two ways that you can come out of this, because you see it all the time. You see people who grew up in poverty or the poverty mindset, okay? And they stay there because that's what they think is normal. Well, then you see the people growing up in poverty or poverty mindset, and they completely change the trajectory of their lives. Why? Because they refused to live in that mindset. They refused to live in that reality. Okay? So the poverty mindset rules a lot. It's possible that people closest to you are the ones that want to hurt you because you have boundaries. It's not that they want to hurt you. It's because they are just used to crossing those boundaries. And some people, yeah, are intentional. Some people are not. So the people closest to you, yeah, they get very offended when you start having boundaries. And those are the ones you have to set the strictest boundaries with. And I guess you're calling this card classist. It's not. It's just part of reality. And if we label things like that and we use that as an excuse to ignore it, that's when we stay in that poverty mindset. So we have to get real. We have to stop being afraid of saying things are a poverty mindset and people are responsible for their own choices and they're responsible for their own outcome. If you want to stay like that, that's up to you, but it's not classist. It's just part of reality. All right, let's get our money message. What is our money message for this week? Yeah. Oh, see, and we're sitting here talking about poverty mindset. We have unreliable. So let's talk about this because I'm going to read these to you. However, when we think about money being unreliable, because this message is directed towards money. When we think about money being unreliable, that's our mindset. Right? But if we start having fun with the universe, if we start having fun with manifestation and we say, you know what, money finds me everywhere. It's so weird. It's so funny how money just always finds me. And you start finding money and you play that game. Well, guess what? Then it starts becoming reliable because you're working with the universe instead of against it. It becomes unreliable when you believe it's unreliable, right? When you're allowing outside forces to dictate your worth financially. So I'm going to read these to you and I'm going to pick another one too, because I feel like this one came out because of what we were talking about. So I'm going to pick two. It says there's some confusion regarding money. Yeah, what we were just talking about. Number two, people are not following through on their promises and not paying on time. So there's the thing with that, you know, if you have somebody that owes you money, obviously that's going to be an issue if they're not paying you on time. But if you're somebody who's having financial issues or troubles and you're not paying your bills on time, or you dread paying your bills, then guess what? You're creating that poverty mindset and that cycle. So whenever you go to pay a bill, to pay something off, we give gratitude that we had that experience, that we have the money to pay this bill, or, you know, whatever this provided, like your electricity bill. You know, I have lights, I have air conditioning, or I have heating. We give gratitude for that thing that we're paying for, and boom, it shifts everything for you. Number three, expected money may not materialize. Well, that's again in the mindset. But when you start playing with the universe and saying, money finds me in the craziest ways, and you have fun, you see how I kind of laughed when I said that? That's how you do it. And you use that emotion to start that game. But let's pull another one and see what else. I agree that we're all responsible for our own lives, but can you please pull the filthy rich card for you? Yeah, right? Wouldn't we all love that? There are some really great ones that I've pulled, so yeah. All right, what is our money message for this week? Yes, I love that, Stephanie. She said, people make choices or choices are made for them. All right, let's see. What is our money message for this week? See, we have unexpected. So there's a lot going on with the mind this week. Holy cow. All right, it says prepared for unexpected financial loss. Maybe there's a bill that you need to pay that you weren't expecting. Well, guess what? The universe always provides. You don't need to worry. The universe always provides. I'm going to continue, keep on keeping on. I'm going to do whatever is necessary. I'm going to do the work. Maybe it's something that is an unexpected bill, but it's getting you somewhere. Okay. It's an unexpected investment that you need to have. Number 2, the financial crisis may be out of your control, but you can still control the outcome. That's the thing that I love the most about this card. This little whoop-de-doo right here is driving me crazy. Is that you hear that everywhere, all over social media, all over the news. Oh, we're in a financial crisis. Oh, this, that, and the other. Oh, doom and gloom, doom and gloom. Be afraid. You don't have enough, right? There's not enough to go around. It's bullshit. There is so much money out there. It's everywhere. Okay? So unexpected can be something very positive for you if you stop believing in that lack that you're trying to be programmed with. Be that rebel. Don't fall for it. If I were to fall for it, I would be struggling like crazy. Okay? But I refuse to listen to it because it's not in my reality. I work with the universe. The universe always provides for me because this is my destiny. This is the path that I'm meant to go down. And if I wasn't, then I wouldn't be supported on this path. But it is, and I'm supported every step of the way. Why? Because I know my spiritual blueprint. I know that what I'm doing right here, right now, is what I'm literally designed to do. So when you're following that, the universe will provide and give you everything that you need because that is your destiny. That's the experience you came here to have. Does that make sense? Let's look at number 3. Deal with things head on and try to prepare for the unexpected before it happens. Again, don't run from difficulties. Don't dread paying bills, right? Do it all through gratitude and love and the connection with the universe, and you'll be shocked at how it shows up for you. Well, here's the thing. So money isn't my issue. People being honest is. Let me tell you something, and this will set you free. The only person that you can trust in this world is you. And that's not to be negative. That's not to doom and gloom. It is a reality because I'm looking at spiritual stuff and psychology, okay? You don't know anybody fully. You don't know anybody. You think you do, but you don't. Because you don't know every thought that goes through a person's head. You don't go through every emotion that they have in their heart. You don't know somebody's full integrity, okay? The only person you can trust is yourself. And what that means is when you find out the truth about a person or a situation, you have to trust yourself enough to get yourself out of that scenario, to do what is right for your highest good. That's the trust that you have to have, okay? It doesn't mean go around suspecting people of foul play. It's just saying, just know that if something were to come up and somebody's being untrustworthy, then I'm going to do what's for my highest good every single time, okay? Because in this life, just like you, everybody else is trying to survive. Everybody else is trying to find their way. And a lot of people choose to do it through selfish and deceptive ways. And it sucks. I don't get it either. And I hate it, but that's the way that it is. So you have to understand that sometimes people do things not because it's against you, but because it's for them. And most of the time, that's what you're going to experience. So try not to take it personally. Try to see it as, okay, well, they were doing that for themselves because maybe they're in fight or flight mode, or they're in self-preservation or survival mode. Something's going on with them. So they're making this decision because they feel like that's going to preserve them. So I'm going to let them have that, but I'm going to do what's for my highest good now that I know that. Okay. Yeah, you don't even know yourself until you spend the time in the dark to sit with things. Yep. Trying to find my destiny or true calling. Try not to control all outcomes and also not be stagnant. Yeah, you absolutely can do that. And like I said, the first way is to understand your soul blueprint. And it's fascinating. I love it. Oops. All right. For those of you that have already gotten your full spiritual blueprint or your couple's blueprint, I will be sending you an email to, ask for your feedback or a review, and I would be very grateful to have your review on your report. So be on the lookout for that. Yes, I do the blueprints. What you can do, Caroline, is go to the link in my profile, and it'll say, get your free spiritual blueprint. That's going to give you your life path number plus the tarot card that life path number is associated with. And that's where you can start. If you want to go deeper, if you like it and you want to go deeper, then you can order your full spiritual blueprint and then you can go from there. But at least get your life path number and the tarot card associated with it, and that will get you started. You ordered yours yesterday? Excellent. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes. So I guess when my marriage of 48 years is falling apart, I need to be someone I'm not comfortable with to end it. Well, you have to be somebody that loves yourself enough to do what's right for you. And it can be uncomfortable, for sure. Yeah, I've had to make hard, uncomfortable decisions too, so I get it. But yeah. You tried over the weekend and it didn't want to work for you. Somebody else had that happen, Deanna, and they had to clear out their cache and their cookies because something in their browser was blocking it. So try that and see if it works. You were 3 and you got the Empress card. Nice. Yep. You need to hear those words of affirmation. You need to be able to speak and be heard. And if your relationship isn't supporting that, then yeah, that's hard. All right, let's get our spirit animal. All right, we have dog friend. It says, today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and friend. So there you go. Okay? You can be a wonderful friend to other people, but if you're not being a wonderful friend to yourself, then why not? Right? You have to love yourself too. You're just as important as other people. And you want to really celebrate and nurture your friendships that are supportive. You support them, they support you. It's a lovely, give and take. Support those energies. And I feel like the universe is always telling us too that the universe is loyal, because it is, because it responds off of energy. So when you're putting out energy, guess what? It's going to respond. It's always loyal. Now, what is it loyal to? Well, the energy that you put out. So is it positive or negative? You're a 5 and got the Hierophant and you still don't get it. So the Hierophant and the 5s are meant to experience life. You're meant to travel and experience change and to learn and to grow. And then you share those experiences with the people around you, whether it be your children, whether it be partners, friends, whoever. You might wind up teaching through that, but you're just meant to have these experiences and then pass that information down. Exactly. If you can't love yourself, how are you going to love somebody else? Yep. Good. Okay. Let's get some more. Let's get our crystal. Confused energy is what you seem to be fighting yourself through. Well, is it confused or is it just scared? Because sometimes when we're afraid to do something, we will say that we're confused, but we actually know what we want. It's just our fear is pulling us one way, and our higher selves or our clear knowing is pulling us in the other direction. And we're putting ourselves in the middle saying we're confused, but we're actually just scared. You got a 7 in the Chariot card? Nice. What does it mean if you've never felt that way? Well, here's the thing. There's 2 vibrations to every number, okay? We have our life path number. Our life path number is what energy we are meant to like embody, okay? So the 5 is the one who is meant to experience freedom and change and growth and experiences, okay? However, life could have put you in a box to where you are too afraid to do that, or you don't feel free to be able to do that, okay? Also, you have all the numbers within your name. You have your expression, you have your soul urge, you have your personality. All of those play a part into that experience of that 5, okay? So for me, I'm a life path 1. I'm meant to be a leader. I am a teacher. I'm the one that has to go first and then turn around and lead people through, okay? I'm a life path 1. I was born on a 1 day. I'm an Aries rising. I mean, I just can't get away from it, okay? That's why I said I'm literally doing what I'm designed to be doing, okay? Now, my expression is a 6. 6 is community, it is love, it is nurturing, it is harmony. So I am the leader of other people because that's the way I nurture. It's like, hey, let me teach you this so you can use it for yourself. Let me love you through it. Let me support you through this, okay? Because the 1 on itself can be just like very forward focused and determined and not very emotional, but my expression puts in the emotion for that support. That's one of my tools that I get to use to help my community forward. See how that changes or helps to support it? So yeah. All right, let's get our crystal for the week. You're very welcome. We have rhodonite. Okay, this is your crystal that you can use for the week. Healing, soothing, compassion. I think we all need that crystal. Rhodonite nurtures your heart and serves as a daily reminder to put yourself first. See, my cards know. To put yourself first and take care of your well-being. Embrace its compassionate vibrations to calm your emotions and push your consciousness into a state of bliss. There you go. If you don't have this crystal, you can go to TikTok, the link in my bio, YouTube, it's linked down below. Go to where I have this deck. It's called Crystal Realm Oracles. I have this posted. It'll take you to the website to where you can get really good crystals, because my gal here, Denise, that's on TikTok, she's not on YouTube, she created this deck. She has a beautiful business where you can get all kinds of wonderful things to use throughout your day. But yeah, you can have one of these decks or get your crystals and whatever else she has available. Your expression is 1 and you're still confused. Okay. Well, what did you get the full report, or did you figure that out on yourself? All I see is your screen name, so I don't know who I'm talking to. You did it, and the email didn't come through. Well, it should give you a success message. If it gave you a success message, then the email should come through. Check your spam or your junk folder, because it might have tried to flag it. But if you got the full report and you're still trying to figure out how that plays into you and your life, you can set up I think I have it's just like 30-minute sessions, and we can go through your report and I can help you understand it, and we can talk about your different experiences and whatnot, because that's why I put the disclaimer on the reports as your life experiences can really dampen the energy of the numbers because it's a mind condition. So whenever we break those down, then you feel more free and able to embody the numbers. Does that make sense? Yeah, Gina, yours will be coming soon. Yeah, I have it on the deal to give me up to 3 business days to get your report to you. Yeah, because it doesn't happen overnight. Oh, let me verify myself. There we go. Yeah, it can be hard, but guess what? It is so unbelievably worth it. I've been there. I've had to do that hard thing too. And it's not fun, but oh, I'm so glad I did. Okay, so now for the feisty decks. If you get triggered easily, go ahead and scroll away. These are a little feisty. They're fun. We'll see what happens. Oh, good. I'm glad. Thank you. You said you were definitely helping. Yeah. Yeah. Set up a mentorship session if you want to go through your report, and we can talk about it all. All right. What is our message for this week? Ooh, it says highly meditated with a license to chill. So, meditation. I know it's not always fun. I know that it can be like exercise where we kind of dread having to go somewhere, sit still, quiet our mind, get into the and all these things. But meditation can literally just be you being still and being quiet for 5 minutes. You're just giving yourself time to breathe. You don't have to do anything important. You don't have to sit in any certain positions if you don't want to. You don't have to say, You can literally just start 5 minutes of just giving yourself time to breathe. Okay? Because we have a lot of movement happening. We have a lot going on with the mind this week. And if you don't give yourself that time to breathe, guess what? You're going to continue that cycle. You got it? You're a 6. Awesome. Sixes and 9s definitely need boundaries. 2s as well. You know what's crazy is that here's another thing, you guys. Most people, I have found out, do not add up their numerology correctly. Even people that call themselves numerologists, they're not adding the numbers correctly, and so they're getting the wrong numbers. So there's been a lot of people that have come to me that are actually a master number 11 or 22 or 33, and they're like, oh, I thought it was a 2 or a 4 or a 6. And I'm like, no, you're a master number. You need to know this because that's a huge deal in your life. Master numbers are not easy to deal with. You're having to master that number, which means the things that you go through, the experiences are like on a higher level. So you can be feeling like, like, holy shit, what I signed up for. So yeah, you need to know what your proper number is. You're a 33? Awesome. You thought you were a 2 this entire time. Oh, interesting. All right, what is our message for this week? There was somebody on here that was telling people that the day that they were born is their life path number. Like my birthday is the 10th, next Monday. And so that would make me a life path 1. Yeah, well, I am a life path 1 because my entire birthday adds up to that, not the day that I was born. And I'm like, that is so wrong. They're only looking at the day. And I'm like, all right, what is our message? Ooh, we got stop obsessing. Says you are not the fucking center of the universe. What does that mean? It means not everything is happening to you. It means, all eyes are not focused on you. Like I said earlier, people in your life are literally trying to just make it through life just like you. And the decisions that they're making are what they feel like are the decisions that are right for them. It's not always something personal. Okay? So stop obsessing over things. Just go have your experience, live your life just like everybody else. Coordinate with the universe, co-create with the universe, get back to your childlike wonder, have fun, be loosey-goosey when it comes to shifts and changes, because that shift and change could lead you in a direction that is absolutely magical. And that's what's happened for me. So I speak from experience. Everything that I tell you, I speak from experience. Okay. Oh, thank you. Well, happy belated birthday to you. Like you tell your dog it ain't all about you. Oh, but they think it is, right? My dog Reed, anytime the food bowl gets a little bit low, he obsesses. And he acts like he's ever been without food. And I'm like, calm down. You're not going to starve. I will never let you starve. In all your 11 years, I've never let you starve. But anyway, well, I hope you all have a wonderful week. If you haven't gotten your free life path and tarot card reading, go get that. TikTok is linked in my bio. YouTube, it's down in the description. Well, I'll put it there after this is done recording, because this is part 2, because it crashed on me earlier. But if you have any questions or get lost, just send me a message or send me an email and I will point you in the right direction. I will be back here on Monday at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will look at the next week ahead and we will keep learning and growing and just, allow the universe to show you the way this week. Okay? Surrender and just let it be and ask the universe, what is my next right step? What is my next right direction? And, give me the grace to follow through and give me the strength to do what I need to do. Okay? You've got this. All right? Mwah. Love y'all. See ya. You're welcome.